I do believe Devin Booker is going to know that there's no way in hell this team is going to go to the finals, and anywhere in the near future, he's going to want out.
See, the problem is, though, because they was such a big random leap that you can't really judge that on 1 year. It's not a track
I'm just telling you what I've read.
Okay, it's not a track record of losing in the playoffs like you saw with Houston, like you saw with the Thunder before they lost everybody.
Chris Paul is a good playoff player?
Up and down, I would say.
He's not a good playoff player. Chris Paul is a great player. He makes the team around him better. He's also 36, going to be 37 years old. He's getting old, and I do believe Devin Booker, knowing that the New York Knicks, with his connections over there with New York, it makes a lot of sense on why he's going to ask out over there. And believe it or not, before this year, before the move for a guy like Chris Paul, there were stories coming out that Devin Booker wanted out.
Yes, before in the offseason, yeah. And I think those
so
were
what
a
does
lot
it
more
change? Chris
because
Paul
they're
there?
a 2 seed in the West.
Yeah, because Chris Paul is there. And when Chris Paul is gone, what do you think they're going to be? They're not going to be a good team.
But Chris Paul is still there for one, and number two, he's there for another year. Mm-hmm. So if they get that big name now, and all of a sudden they get enticed with, if Chris Paul's gone and say they get Karl-Anthony Towns or something like that, then all of a sudden you got the two superstars.
Why would they get Karl-Anthony Towns when they have DeAndre Ayton?
One could play power forward.
They're not going to do that. I don't think Karl-Anthony Towns is going anywhere. And if he goes anywhere, the Timberwolves are going to send him out east, to the east side, not to the west.
Yeah, so might be their only offer. Who knows?
Really? You don't think the Knicks will make him an offer? You
don't
it
depends on what the Knicks end up getting.
You don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers will try to make an offer to him?
Yeah, the Cavs. What do the Cavs have to trade?
They have draft pick. They have draft pick. How about OKC? You don't think OKC will make a move for him?
Fine. But again, I think the Knicks and the Suns are in the same situation, though, when it comes to young...
I'm just telling you.
Right. When it comes to young players... They're in the same boat. The Knicks obviously have more draft picks, but the Suns are obviously progressing better in the Western Conference, which is obviously way better than the East.
You are blowing up this Phoenix Suns team like there's something special. They have one player, and a player that has not produced in the playoffs, had never seen the finals before in his career, with all the good teams he's played for, with all the good superstars he's played for. So again, you're talking about Chris Paul taking this young team all the way to the finals. If this team doesn't get over the hump and this team doesn't go to the finals, I'm going to tell you again, Devin Booker is going to want out of there.
You're judging on one
I'm judging what I've read. I'm judging what has been said through the organization that he wanted out last year. And what changes where he thinks because of one player who's 36, going to be 37 years old. And even if he's there for another year, and he knows that he's only there for another year, he knows that this team is not going anywhere over when it comes to the Lakers, when it comes to the Jazz, and when it comes to the Clippers and all the powerhouse teams in the Western Conference. I'm telling you right now, Phoenix will be...
But they weren't supposed to be close to those teams, and they are.
Because of Chris Paul. And when Chris Paul is gone, I'm gonna make a bet with you. Phoenix doesn't go to the Western Conference Finals.
If they don't get anyone else, yeah, of course.
They're not. Devin Booker has said, and there were stories coming out from his agent, that he didn't want to be there. I'm not even saying the Knicks. He might demand to want to go to Miami. He might want to go somewhere else. I'm telling you right now, Devin Booker in 2 years will not be a Phoenix Sun.
Devin Booker is not... Chris Paul is not the only reason, though, that the Suns are better, though.
No, yeah, what reason?
They have other young players that played well. They have a new coach that has been nice.
Who's played well?
All the draft picks that were supposed to play well 4 or 5 years ago are playing well. I know Ayton's underperformed. I get that. They have a lot of the rookies this year have played very well for them. Their front court, which everyone's thinking they're supposed to be bad, are playing well. They have a team that was not supposed to be as deep as they were either, and they've played better. So this is a team that's a number 2 seed for a reason. It's not like, are the Lakers and Clippers that badly underperforming when they're a number 2 seed? No, they're still good. The Nuggets, okay, maybe they're underperforming. Yeah, all right. So Utah's 1 and Phoenix is 2. They were supposed to be maybe at best a 5 seed.
Nobody thought they were going to be a 5 seed. I thought they were going to be a lot better. I even told you in the beginning of the season they were going to be a top 4 team.
So why are you downgrading them now?
Because I don't think they're going to be a good playoff team, because Chris Paul isn't a great playoff player. None of these players played in the playoffs. And again, this team, as much as you think that they're so good and on paper what they've done, that DeAndre Ayton has really been a guy that they expected to be a good player, has been a bypass of what people thought he was going to be. Yeah, Bridges has played well. I mean, there's certain players, but Bridges is not that much better than DeAndre Ayton. So again, I'm looking at this team, and Chris Paul, everything is going to be riding on Chris Paul's health, and I don't trust that Chris Paul is going to stay healthy. And this team is
I don't think we're arguing, though, for this year. I think we're arguing for the outlook of what they can get, being that they only have one max contract right now in Booker. And that could be enticing for a superstar player or another player that could be a superstar playing alongside Devin Booker that maybe never had that. So all I'm saying, it's a future potential destination.
And I am telling you that Devin Booker doesn't want to be there. So even though he's happy right now with Chris Paul being there, when Chris Paul is gone, he is going to want out of there.